Jury's still out. Sometimes I think they are, sometimes I think they're not. And to be honest, even though they're undefeated, we're not entirely sure the Chiefs are happy with their performance. How about that? Does Patrick Mahomes need a huge game here? Oh,
yes.
I have a graphic. I'm sorry.
Oh, okay.
Wow.
I changed my mind on not having a graphic. Here's Mahomes this season. Hubs is back in my ear saying mid.
Okay.
That's not true.
No,
I mean,
it is true.
Those are
It is
mid.
true.
Oh, it is
Those
true.
num-
Oh,
One of those ranks are mid.
Those
They're mid.
numbers are the definition of middling.
And they're all pretty
I'm
much
not
career lows for him.
Gen Z,
The ranks.
so I'm not going to call it mid, but they
Nor
are
am I.
middling, certainly. So what's the question
Does
again?
Mahomes need to have a huge non-mid game?
Yeah. He hasn't had a
Really?
dominant
Huge
game
game?
yet. The Ravens game was damn close, but he had the one terrible pick. I mean, a couple touchdowns, almost 300 yards in a critical game. Other team at peak motivation, most watched game of the year. It's pretty damn good performance, but the one awful pick. And by the way, that has been of every game this year. He's had one
Yeah.
pass. So so all interceptions are not created equal, as evidenced by one of his interceptions, Cam Taylor-Britt. I still think that was a great throw and a great decision. Cam Taylor-Britt just made an unbelievable play.
Yes.
Sometimes guys, Deshaun Watson, who has played terribly, obviously, but he had a pick this week and totally not his fault. Perfect pass, hit a guy in the chest, it bounced up, whatever. 4 of Mahomes' picks have just been, he didn't see the guy, or he didn't step into the throw properly and didn't get enough on it. And he also has not had a unimpeachably awesome, eye-popping stat line game in the regular season since 2022.
Wow.
He had 0 games.
None last year?
In the regular season, he had 0 games of 300 yards and no turnovers.
Wow.
So you know what I mean? So I would say yes, and I believe he's going to, because I think we're going to see Patrick at close to playoff focus as you can see him in the regular season because of what happened with Rasheed.
Wow.
So Patrick spoke on it a bit today.
Yeah.
But I think it's less about the hit and more about the interception. Mahomes has, it's sports, I don't think it's really how he should feel, but some guilt about Rashee Rice being injured. I don't think it's because he dove into it. That seems random and, the chaos, fog of war type of thing. But the interception was another bad, decision that led to the sequence of events. Mm-hmm. And if you get playoff-focused Mahomes, just take last year for a moment, Brew. Last year, same supporting cast, all of it. Regular season numbers, like you guys said all year, worst year of his career. Playoffs, close to perfect football against some of the best teams in very tough road conditions. So, yes, I think he needs one, not for the Chiefs to win, but to feel good going into the bye. And also, I think he's going to deliver one, bro.
Okay, I think this is a complex question. And so my basic answer is no, he doesn't. I don't think he's going to have a great Mahomes game.
Okay.
They don't need him to have a great Mahomes game to win. Obviously, they're 4-0, and like Nick said, he hasn't had a great game. Even the game against Baltimore, he threw for 1 touchdown, right? I thought he threw for 1, and Josh get in our ear. I thought he threw for 1 and threw 1 pick.
Okay, so maybe I'm
and he
wrong.
almost had 300 yards. But they still won. All right, so he doesn't need a great game to win, nor do I think he needs a great game for the team morale, for the opponents to be worried continually about Mahomes, because his mystique is not going anywhere. As long as they keep, even if he doesn't have the eye-popping numbers he had a few years ago, we see it every week. People are still going to be kind of spooked by Patrick Mahomes. Nor, and this is where I'm going with it, I don't think he needs it for his legacy. I'm not talking about just this game, but this year. Because that's who he's going up against, Tom Brady. Tom Brady played 23 years, is the GOAT, and was an all-pro first team 3 times. That means for only 3 of his 23 years was he viewed as the best quarterback that season. Peyton Manning was 7, and Aaron Rodgers 4 in the Mahomes era.
In the Brady era.
In the Brady era. So, no, Patrick Mahomes was not the best quarterback last year. He hasn't been the best quarterback this year, but he's still the best quarterback in the league, clearly. All right, so I don't think he needs it for any of that. What he needs it for, Nick, is if he's going to, as you and I predicted, win this MVP award. At some point, he's going to have to start really balling.
I wasn't even thinking about that part of it, but that's definitely
He's
true.
going to have to start balling. I said it yesterday, and I stand by it. Right now, if he continues to play kind of like this, maybe a little better, he only wins MVP if they go like at least 15 wins and no one else has a combination of great statistics and a great record.
And by the way, if these are his numbers all year, even if they win 15 games, he shouldn't be league MVP.
But it could happen.
15-2.
Yeah, but I just.
And everybody else is like 12-5.
Yeah, I mean, but again, I had it. What do they call me, Wilds?
Well, Mr. Consistency.
I can't all of a sudden flip to a quarterback win zealot when it's my guy.
So this is what I'm saying.
Maybe he would, but I wouldn't. I don't think this level
I think it depends on what the other players would do. What the other
Just
competition.
before we go, it feels like you should apologize to me.
To you?
Yes.
Why?
Because you're slowly realizing, and you're trying to cloud it all up with like, wow, when it's all said and done, quarterback wins are what matters.
No.
And maybe I've been painted with a caveman brush, out here just eating raw meat, trying to make a fire in a cave. But once you look at it and watch the games, you know what? Threw for under 200 yards. But when it mattered, he had a little pass that worked. Wow, able to rally his team with intangibles. Oh, look at this. It's almost a little bit of fuzzy reputational excellence that is affecting the other team. That all just boils down and is captured with quarterback wins.
No, okay.
So even though it's a caveman stat, you're starting to see it.
No, but
lately, Mahomes has been the last couple
and it works.
year and this year.
And we're like, he's the best.
Wait,
and he's playing the best.
Hold on. Can I just say something real quick?
Yes.
I think that's actually not at all what happened. Last year, they didn't win a lot. He won 10 regular season games when he was there. The Chiefs' record over the Mahomes career and Mahomes' performance were tied last year the way they've been tied every other year. Mm-hmm. Last year, statistically, he was pretty good by league standards, not by his own. And the team's regular season record was pretty good by league standards. And then in the playoffs, when the Chiefs were excellent, he was, I just showed it to you, excellent.
Yeah, no problem this year.
Right, and this year I don't think he's been great. I think the defense has been. I think Mahomes was excellent in the first game of the year. I thought he made one mistake.
Mm-hmm.
I think excellence a little.
Okay,
for him.
No,
for him.
I'm not talking about for him. I'm talking about for NFL quarterbacking in 2024. Okay. I thought he was excellent in Week 1. I don't think he's been excellent at all since then. What has happened since then is he has had moments like the pass to Xavier Worthy. That was pretty excellent. The bomb to Rashee Rice. Right. His ability to avoid sacks.
The 4th and 16 pass.
The 4th and 16. He has had moments. But the defense and Chris Jones have been as big of a story as anything. So, no, I won't. That's the long way of saying, no, I will not apologize to you.
Well, you should.
Good try.
It was a good try.
I thought you put forward a good
try. Yards per game. He's 13th.
Yeah.
And we're done with that conversation.
Yeah.
Devontae watch. Every team would be better with the star wideout, but can every team afford the star wideout? He's almost owed $14 million. Diana Rossini reporting that the Chiefs and Bills would jump into the mix if Vegas was willing to eat some salary. So, better fit Buffalo or Kansas City?
Look, if I'm Devontae Adams, I want to go to the Chiefs. All right? Obviously, I have a better chance of winning the Super Bowl. Obviously, I'm playing with a better quarterback, okay? But of the two teams, the Chiefs don't need him. They'd be better with him. They proved last year they could win the Super Bowl without a great wide receiver. If they get Rashee back, they obviously don't need him.
Should find out
Monday. They can also win it with a lesser expensive receiver. If they go out and get Amari Cooper or DeAndre Hopkins or something, they still have a great chance to win it. So they don't need him. Buffalo needs him. I mean, unless they just want to win 11 games, get to the playoffs, and get smacked. Like, they're a good team. They're not a great team. They're not great at anything. Now, Josh Allen is a great quarterback, but they don't throw it as much. He's throwing for 200 yards a game.
Yeah.
They don't run the ball well. They're 17th in the rush.
I think they run the ball well.
James Cook has run for 78 yards in the last 2 games. Now, Josh obviously is a great threat.
I think they
but
run the ball.
they run it okay. Well, they're ranked 17th in rushing.
The Ravens threw it off.
They're ranked 20th in passing. All right? They're ranked 12th in opponent's point per game. My point is, they're pretty middling at most of the stats. If they want a chance, they got one great player, maybe Deion Dawkins if you want to throw him in. If they want a chance to, like, compete, and Nick, I think, first of all, when you have a quarterback like Josh Allen, Joe Burrow, Mahomes, whoever, you should be going for it every year, especially when you have